exhausted by the time this starts. What's up, everybody?
I got Adam within the money here. What do you think about WallstreetBets? As a general introduction, what do you think of it? And like poetically, prosaically, like what is the immediate thing that comes to mind when I ask you about WallstreetBets?
It actually it changes based on whatever dynamics going on. Because I feel most of the time WallstreetBets, you can go there if you enjoy the memes, great. If you think there's actual solid DD, it's a diamond in the rough, and you're gonna be lucky if you find the solid DD. And usually you're just gonna. It's a place to go lose your money with friends, generally speaking. And if you're down for that and you like the memes and you're not losing all your money, fine, that's totally great. Because a lot of memes are pretty good. Some better than others. But when the GME thing started ripping initially, that's when WallstreetBets got super great, and I loved the absolute shit out of it. And then now it's going back to just seem kind of cultish again. And it's kind of like I love WallstreetBets because they're hilarious. It's just such a funny subreddit to browse through.
Yeah.
And the ideas are just so ridiculous and funny. And I hate to feel like the dad in this situation, but I think people might look back later in the life, 10 years of memeing around. Hi, Atar's girlfriend. How's it going? I think they're going to look back in 10 years and they're going to be like, holy shit balls, I've been memeing around for a decade. What have I been doing? Like every single McDonald's paycheck or whatever going in the trash, eventually it's going to compound and hurt. So I love it. I love them. They're hilarious. And hopefully most of them know what they're doing is stupid and it's fine because they call themselves retards, right? So hopefully they're self-aware, but some people do it for the meme, but they think they're going to actually make money, but most of the time they don't. I don't know.
That's my general. Most of the time they do. And here, not anymore. So what you're talking about now is the rise of the new booties, is what I like to call them. Yep. So it's like the people that join in and don't realize the irony of the boiler room talk.
Yeah, exactly.
And like sub 2 million Redditors on that subreddit, there was a lot of post irony in effect, where it's people that are purposely acting stupid because it's fun. It's like, it's a weird paradigm to be within, that most of your plays are within this subreddit because this is where a lot of volume is sitting. This is where a lot of action is happening with, specific, either, just stocks, or it's not crypto. It's not the thing you could look at 4chan for. And I think the post irony folded inward into itself, especially when more and more people started getting into the fray.
After that, though, after the whole GameStop debacle and, Robinhood handled that. A lot of people think Robinhood was in cahoots with hedge funds and stuff to screw people over, and they stopped the trading to, benefit hedge funds. I personally tend to disagree, but regardless, the way they handled it was pretty stupid. They just shout out a bunch of marketing phrases on Twitter and we're with the customer and all that stuff. It was just kind of just this.
Like I said in the video, they had decent reasons for what they did. They just communicated it indecently. They did it. Oh
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Exactly, because it's all you had to do was find. I bet there's some intern in there dying, but he couldn't get any leverage because he's an intern or something. But he's then you get somebody to write a memo that make a video, hire a fucking YouTuber. I'm sure they'd call him a sellout, but have someone who can talk and explain what's going on. Because having Vlad, who's one of the most inarticulate dweebs I've ever met. God bless his heart.
Seriously, I don't think he understands how his company works either. But
his explanation is terrible.
Don't get me wrong. For a CEO, for instance, I remember during an antitrust hearing, and Bezos was talking to Congress, and it was pretty obvious he did not know how his fucking company worked. Because things grow so large that the CEO is honestly on a need to know basis, even with just the CFO. They handle all the monarchical, the tip of the pyramid interactions and daily operations. So when he gets asked specifics, he's only briefed so much,
Yeah, exactly. That's such a good point. Because being a CEO, you have a lot of titles, whatever. In my opinion, if someone right off the rip said, Robinhood just shut down GameStop trading, it's crashing, what do you have to say about this? And he didn't know what to say, or he's stuttering, whatever. Kind of understandable. But what the difference is that he had, even if he had one day to look this shit up and figure it out.
Yeah.
Then he should have been able to get it out of his mouth.
Team of lawyers, one day. Team
yeah,
of lawyers,
exactly.
Team of PR team, and still was like.
Yeah, they strap him into a chair and this like pull up a whiteboard in front of him and like, listen up, Vlad, don't screw us right now.
Right.
Yeah, what a goofball. I mean, yeah, it's too bad.
I mean, he's doing his best. He's doing his best.
It's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
No, that's
So what do you think about the whole GME situation? I mean, it's a difficult question to ask because it's multifaceted. Because you had the initial, you can call it a squeeze, but you had that initial event, but then you had the pickup game afterwards, and then you have it to where it is now, and it's steadily hovering around 200, and it does seem to be. At first, it was a conglomeration of market sentiment jacking up the price, and then now you have. I don't know how the fuck
whatever.
To explain it.
Yeah, I don't. That's basically it. Yeah. Like as far as my knowledge goes, and I don't know the inner workings of everything, and that's kind of number one. That's kind of my problem with other people is they don't know the inner workings of everything. So
and they claim
even if they have, so if they have any sort of DD, it's like I saw. I'm getting already derailing myself here, but I saw a guy posting on Reddit saying he's like 99% confident that gamma squeeze happening this Friday, and I'm like, you are factoring in 1% lack of confidence. For anything, like you don't know what's going on behind the curtains. You're giving 1% lack of confidence for stuff you don't know. So like that kind of DD drives me bonkers. What was your original question? I'm sorry.
The original question, like, what do you think of GME as like a whole? Now, given that it's a multifaceted question, let's just answer like as it stands now. It is kind of beating all of the shit posts that journalists put out. It's beating out like now no one knows what the fuck to say about it. Yeah, and even if you look at WallstreetBets, they're trying to do like internal cultural damage control. Like, all right, we should probably move the fuck on, or stop being so culty about it.
Yeah. It's weird because I don't know if it was because I was in the middle of it, like I had a large position or whatever. But like at the beginning, to me, it was like a fun meme, like getting really diamond hands to 1,000, whatever. I was just memeing the whole time, having a blast. Yeah. But then all of a sudden, it's like I don't know what changed, but all of a sudden you're right, it has this very culty feel to it, and people get really offended if you change your viewpoint at all, or if you disagree with them with anything. They're like
they get really offended because they're bag holding.
yeah, basically. You know what I mean? Like also, here's another thing. Some guy was posted on the GME subreddit. I tweeted about it recently. How the GME subreddit's kind of a little bit of shit show. Good entertainment, but slightly depressing. Yeah. Some guy posted. He said, "I held through the last spike. With a short squeeze, whatever." And he's like, "Now it's personal. I lost my business in 2008. Now it's personal. This isn't about my money anymore." Which is kind of how I threw that in at the beginning. It was like, the meme's great, making money great, fuck the hedge funds great, revenge for a great recession, sure, everything great. Now all of a sudden it just feels like a bag holder who's trying to find another reason to hold on because he's. I lost the point, but
no, I agree there too. But like that, I pulled that part out of the video too because, to me, even if the story was wrong. Where people were going fighting against Wall Street, all this and that. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to Wall. What matters most is that people are that exasperated. People are that resentful, and like the economic system essentially failed them in a myriad form, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
and people that led the train, right? It was mostly, I would argue, it's hard to say for certain, but it was mostly millennials whose parents went through the fucking, that faced the brunt of 2008. So they saw all the ruin, and they knew where it came from, and
So that's a good point, and also it's probably maybe I'm a little bit more insensitive in that direction.
Me too.
Possibly unfairly, because
I think it's beautiful, but I am still insensitive.
Yeah, and it could be possibly because I kind of doubt people's sentiment sometimes a little bit, but I also, my parents, I was not even aware if my parents struggled at all. Like I think my parents are doing just fine. They handled it just fine. So like, I personally have no vendetta necessarily, although as far as like hedge fund tactics and stuff that are toxic, sure. But from
I'll be honest. I hate to interrupt you, but my parents.
No, you're fine. Go.
My parents were fucking ruined. So it's like
really.
Okay.
Okay.
But still, I'm still insensitive because it's important to be unemotional, especially when people tend to simplify things and they watch, The Big Short, and they think it is just CDOs and swaps.
Mm-hmm.
It's much larger than that, especially if you look at Federal Reserve policy in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Why did the housing market?
Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's like Go ahead.
It's just deeper. It's deeper than skin, and it's deeper than a simple emotive thought. Is just my opinion. And there's a lot of things going on in the background that.
Yep.
Like, I mean, are you actually screwing hedgies over right now? Like, maybe in the beginning, absolutely in the beginning. That's part of the reason I was all for it, was because Citron Research was literally put out a video on why they were short GameStop, and that was the most
and confident as fuck
shit
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what? No one gives a shit about what the intrinsic value of GameStop is. It's about short squeezing, you dumb fuck. Mm-hmm. And then now it's a little different because hedgies. I kind of hate it, whatever. Hedgies have had a
I like the terms. I don't know. It's funny. It's
for
like
some reason,
shit.
It's like when people on Overwatch say ulti. It's like the same thing for some reason. Like, I don't know. No, but it's like the first time around, it made a lot of sense screwing over the hedge funds. This time around, I think, it's probably it's not screwing up hedge funds as much as you think. And they could probably tolerate more risk than you think and have better hedging tactics than you think. But then again, I'm
won out at the end too. So
they do, yeah. But I'm also still speculating. Like my problem with some people is that they're too speculative. I'm also speculating. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors or whatever it's doing. I don't know. I can't predict.
And you can't say for certain and say this is what's happening. Not only can you not, neither can CBS News.
Yeah, I mean,
especially when they say editors are now targeting silver as the next short squeeze.
Oh yeah, that stuff was fishy though.
That shit makes you wonder. It really does. Obviously, the story is still going. There's still new developments.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't think that it's a good thing, by and large, because. Especially when this is like a moment in which retail traders are qualified. You know what I mean? In the totality of how you evaluate the market, retail traders are quick to just hop on trends, and it is trend based. It's like whatever's trending on Twitter could be the next drop, and like that opens it up to so much manipulation, because it doesn't take much for a PR company to put some bullshit out and then start moving money elsewhere.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because, have you seen that clip of Jim Cramer? He's doing some podcast like way back when. Where
I had that in the video.
Oh, do you? Okay, yeah. That's so funny and kind of depressing. But it goes to show that things that sound kind of sci-fi, that are manipulative and you think probably wouldn't happen, but you're not aware of, actually do happen. And so that kind of stuff you're talking about is absolutely true. Once there's an inefficiency, it'll be the gap will be closed and they'll make money off you. Yep.
Almost milliseconds. I mean, look at HFTs. They do this. Yeah. They look for that shit all day, every day, 24/7.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're allowed to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's like this will happen once, and then after that, I think basically you'll be flattened, I guess. I don't know, but
it's setting a dangerous precedent, and it's like this is the future, and it's kind of it's a strange future. I don't know what's next. I don't, it's I'm sure you've heard the adage. Like I want to bring it, like wrap it back to like kind of stupid money rules the roost now. Which isn't necessarily true, but it's a funny statement. It's a funny meme. I'm sure you've heard of like the old story where I think it was either Rockefeller or J.P. Morgan back in like the 1920s before Black Friday. He knew shit was going down because his shoe shiner boy was giving him stock tips, and he knew like the market was going to crash. It's gonna like I don't know if you've heard. You haven't heard that story?
So. Maybe I have. It doesn't ring a bell. No.
Yeah, it's like so he's like sitting. He knew things were awry, and exuberance was too high when the like 13-year-old kid was shining his shoes.
I have read that. Yeah, actually, kind of weirdly recently. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, but the problem is you could apply that to now, but that is a part of the market. In fact, like policy has driven individual, like retail trading has gone up significantly as a percentage, especially within the market. It's not marginal anymore. It's now it's like I made the joke in the video, like now in order to keep up with inflation, the plebs are incentivized to get into the market, and that's where they're like, because putting your money into a savings account right now is a waste of fucking money. Why wouldn't you put it in Robinhood?
Yeah, and it's also what are millennials going to put it in bonds?
You had a lot of people that were down for the cause, that were about sticking it to Wall Street, and they were commenting on my video saying either just this is poor timing, or why are you calling them retards? Why are you being so insulting?
Yeah.
They showed you, huh? Like they didn't understand that this was a part of like the
yeah, they're totally unaware.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that from that the GameStop video I made.
Yeah, the one
whatever I titled it.
Yeah.
I got a lot of people like, why are you using the R word, dude? I'm like,
like they don't even know, dude.
They don't even know. It's like, number one, it's cultural. Number two,
yeah.
It's okay to say retard. Don't clip that. Because you call your friends retard. You don't like it says, Michael Scott says in The Office, everyone loves The Office, right? So I can source it.
Yeah,
you call your friends retards. You don't call retards because that's in poor taste. No. So it's exactly what Wall Street Bets is. It's not an offensive, it's not even abrasive. It's funny.
Yes.
But you're right, the culture has totally died as it's grown and ballooned. And you can see that in the GameStop subreddit that I referenced earlier, where people have branched out, the new people, because they're so all it is GameStop. Wall Street Bets equals GameStop. It's the new people. They created their own subreddit, and you go there, and it's just 100% cult, 100% sure that everybody else knows what they're doing, so it's like relying on each other. 100% sure it's going to go GameStop to $100,000 per share.
Yeah. So. And then the in-betweens between the $100,000 a share, they're saying, it is a conspiracy. Ryan Cohen is with us. He's putting us out a full manifesto, but you just have to listen to certain speeches he gives, and in order to tell you that it's almost like Q. It's like QAnon almost.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's really weird. I'm actually that's another video I'm working on. It's actually a satire on that. Yes. I wrote a script that's like a mock post that you can find on the GME subreddit, but it's total nonsense, but sounds legit. Yeah,
I've seen like 2 of those.
Really?
That I swear were satire, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they're not. That's the scary part. Either that or someone's trolling it, which is totally possible. But the fact that people buy into it goes to show.
But
people believe it.
Like I said, I think a lot of those people are exasperated. I don't think they don't believe in the capital markets. They don't believe in this economy. They don't believe, and I don't blame them. Unfortunately, they got a lot of learning and reading to do. But
yeah, it'd be nice to see some of that passion channeled elsewhere. A little bit. I'm not, maybe I could be wrong, and then people are going to quote this a month from now when GameStop's at $1,000 per share. Obviously, anything can happen, right? And of
course,
GameStop can go up or down for any reason or no reason, and that's just a fact. But
I don't care because it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if it's 1,000.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. That's I would have said something different a month ago, because I was all about it. But, it's been so long. It's time to do something else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, to each their own.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
I got to give it to the guy, deep fucking value. Because imagine his position. Imagine where you're at right now. Like, I'm just kicking it. But imagine you had a thesis and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put this crazy position because I literally think it's gonna work, and then all of a sudden you're a millionaire, you get national attention because you made it public, and now you're talking to Congress, and it's like he held it well. Like, he didn't break, he didn't stutter, he didn't and I gotta give it to that guy. He was no,
what a champ.
Anyone.
Yeah, I mean, he's number one, he's a really smart guy, and number two, what an iconic guy for this to happen to. And number three, can you imagine how good he's feeling right now with, I don't know how much he made. I forget exactly the number, but obviously tens of millions of dollars.
Yep.
And everybody just loves the shit out of him. Yep. Like, he's probably sitting back with a beer. He's still I'm sure he probably still has a GameStop position. And he just doesn't care because he's a multi-millionaire Chad. What a What a dream.
He's
I mean, that's crazy.
Whatever, if he has anything left, he's just writing it out.
Yeah, I'd be curious to like hear exactly what he has to think about it. Obviously, he would never disclose that right now. That'd probably be bad for him, but
legally, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I'd be curious to hear his thoughts on it. My guess would be that, and I definitely could be wrong, is that he's just exactly what you said, writing it out. You know, why not? You've already made a ton of money. Why not just sit on the last few mil and see what happens?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I can imagine like in an alternate history universe. Imagine if Keith Gill was a dishonest type.
Yeah.
It would be a completely different story. It would be a completely like the Reddit CEO wouldn't be like clapped about because he would have to have a fucking problem that he has to deal with. And Wall Street Bets would probably be shut down. So let's be happy that he's an honest sort.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was talking to Eric about my twin brother yesterday about that. It's like it literally could have been anybody. It could have been. I mean, obviously he's intelligent. It takes some know-how to find an undervalued stock like that and to happen to be a value investor and come across this diamond.
A lot of people did, but he made it public.
But yeah, exactly.
From the get. So
yeah, so it could have been some total loser scuzzball.
Yeah, like me.
That kind of sucked. Yeah, could have been you. God forbid. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing he did. I mean, because otherwise, he could have made his money back. Obviously, if he had held all the way back down to $40 and then held through. But still, that would have been a nightmare to ride through. I bet he's way happy right now with 11 mil. So
I just know, like I said, like it's if it was anyone, like he held his own. If it was me, I would have had a stroke.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, I'd have zero confidence. I'd just like Jesus. Wouldn't know what to think.
Doing bumps in the Zoom call with Congress, like just trying to keep up.
He's like, deep fucking cheers to all y'all. Just rails of wine. Yeah, shit. I would not be able to handle my shit. Yeah, lucky for him, he made 11 mil. Kind of glad I'm not in him, to be honest.
Same.
Pretty wild though. I mean, what a spectator sport. It was fun. Yeah, it was really fun. I was dying laughing. Like I woke up one morning, it's just so fun. I was like tweeting the entire time, and I like woke up one morning, it's 10 a.m. I was like cracked the beer. Like this is just the best entertainment you can possibly have.
Bro, when all that shit was happening, I was in Discord.
Yeah.
With a bunch of people, and we were watching it. Like I was like, why are all these people in it? Oh.
Because they're just like,
yeah, and everyone, even I'm talking about socialists. I'm talking about like people that are.
It brought people together.
Exactly, dude. It brought people together just for a couple days, man.
Yeah,
like, that's a beautiful thing. I don't care about everything else surrounding it. That's what's most important.
And that's kind of the beautiful thing about Wall Street Bets too. I don't know. I haven't really looked at it too much after, grew so much, but. There's no politics going on in there whatsoever. As far as I can see, it's not popularized there at all. Everyone seems like the exact same person, That's what's so great about it. And that's why it seems cultish, but you have to it's a fine line between actually being cultish and being funny, Yeah,
and being funny for being cultish. It's post.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. Word on itself.
Yeah.
Indefinitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.